Cheers.
What up? Dang, now she's outside with it today. And I'm in
Yeah,
like deconstructed office. Like I can't.
quality of woman.
Yeah, literally. But okay, hi everyone. Today we're back with three new topics that Rain and I will have 30 seconds each to kind of run down. And yeah, we will get right into it. Not too much crazy stuff happening in the fashion world right now. However, we did just go through the CFDA Awards, so we can, kind of give our opinion in regards to the winners and just any thoughts on the night.
My timer. Okay.
Oh, wait,
I'm
hold on one second. I was like, and for those who don't know, CFDA is the Council of Fashion Designers of America. So essentially, like, I was gonna say like Grammys for like American fashion designers.
I mean like tea. You wait.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So the winner of the women's and menswear designers were Ralph Lauren and Tom Brown. And I think they're both really incredible designers. But something I find to be particularly interesting is that I feel like it alludes to a more conservative America because they are both very classic Americana. You know, when you think about truly brands that almost like distinguish America as like how it used to be. And I don't know, just when I think of classic Americana in the good and the bad ways, like the good parts of America and the bad, those are two designers that come to mind. So I think the fact that both of them won kind of shows like how as a country it's been leaning a little bit more in a certain direction.
Okay, let me go ahead and do mine. Okay, and we're off. Okay, going back to like the Ralph Lauren Tom Brown thing, one, I found it was kind of interesting to me that Tom Brown won for men's designer, whereas like when I think of Tom Brown, all of like the most like notable moments in my head, it's like with Doechii, obviously, Sam Wolf put her in like, and they essentially, I don't want to say like brought the brand like into where it is right now, but like no one was like we were always talking about Tom
Our
Brown, but no one was
demographic,
talking
yeah.
about it. What?
And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like in our demographic it was
Yeah,
like
yeah. So like no one was talking about it in the same way. And I just went over 30, but I'm gonna give myself like 5 seconds back. And then also Tiana Taylor. And neither of them are like conservative, like clean girl aesthetic type expressive creatives. So I'm not really sure like who like maybe there's that's like something that's trying to be projected onto like the American public is the idea of more conservatism. So like that's why they chose those two brands. But the irony of that is like the people who are essentially like putting those brands out there are not that, or at least with Tom Brown. Ralph Lauren, I kind of have to like dig a little bit deeper into. When I think Ralph Lauren, I think what was it like that Taylor Swift dress that she got engaged in? Hate that I even know that, but I just
I have wow.
but yeah, so I'm way over 30, but whatever.
Okay. So, okay, two other notable dubs are is the row for accessories, which I find to be particularly interesting because I was looking at some statistics and you know the row bag, like the very classic, I don't know what they call it, the black
The
like
90s.
the 90s bag, that has become the most duped bag in America. Like there's been the most fakes produced of this bag, of which is a very normal looking black bag, black leather, has zero like virtue signaling in terms of like logos or something like this. So for it to become the most duped bag, I just find to be very interesting and I don't know. I love the row. I really like it as a brand and as like the universe that they're building. So I think it's cool.
I think like going on to the theme of like what we were talking about in like our previous like statement, like again, so the row, another like very clean, very conservative, kind of like clean cut brand as far as like it's not nothing too loud as far as colors, the tailoring's not anything crazy, like nothing really breaking the mold as far as like they're more about construction quality materials, like it's not a loud brand. And so again, another American brand, in line with kind of like that kind of clean, conservative, like quiet, like as far as branding, colors, etc., which is really interesting to me because then on the flip side, the person who wins fashion icon is friggin' ASAP Rocky, who him and Rihanna like have some like the loudest, most bold outfits. So I think America, even in fashion, like we're kind of in this kind of two like pendulum swinging things. You either have, this quiet conservative, like whatever, like values, fashion, whatever, and then you have this loud, more inclusive, like not saying that if you dress conservative, you're not inclusive, whatever, but it's a juxtaposition that's being mirrored in fashion as well. So it's kind of interesting to kind of see where it goes moving forward.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next topic. Not any like I guess this is just more so in regards to like personal styling, which is okay. The idea of like what is the most important part of an outfit. So you can kind of interpret that how you'd like, and
Great.
off you go.
So, as most people know, I only wear black and white. I dress pretty minimally. I would say that the most like important element of my outfits tend to be accessories. I like to wear a lot of jewelry, which is kind of ironic. I'm not wearing any really right now because I've just been working all day. But my like shoes and my jewelry, I feel like really portray a side to my style that you wouldn't be able to get from just like my key elements because it's typically this black top, black pants, like nothing so out there crazy. So for me, it's that.
Okay. As usual, I feel like I have like two answers to this. I feel like my fashion zeroed in mind is really like whatever your flag piece, star piece is going to be. When building an outfit, I always recommend choose one item and then kind of build around that. Like, what is the thing that you're feeling most inspired by? Like, for example, like I'm wearing this like really bright green sweater. So when I'm building my outfit, I'm gonna start with this and then create the world around that sweater to kind of, tell my story. Damn, okay, so I'm at 30. I'll tell my other answer after.
Yeah, I think especially when someone is getting more into their own personal style, building off of a piece is really important because it gives you kind of a point of of which you're matching everything to, you know? So if it's for you your sweater, so then everything that you're pairing back, it'll make the whole outfit look more cohesive. So that's a great tip, Diamond. Um, and like it allows you to kind of have fun with it as well. So slay.
Fair. Okay, and then my second answer, I just started my clock, is going to be it's really your attitude and your energy. At the end of the day, like you could have like the best like visually constructed outfit, but if it like the energy is not giving, it's gonna be ugly, and vice versa. You can have on the ugliest shit, but if you're like carrying it, like you put that shit on and you ate down, like who am I to tell you you ate down? Fashion, or you didn't eat down, even if it's ugly, like whatever. No, period. You did that. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's all an expressive art form
right.
and medium. So I think even, I feel like the energy and your attitude is the most important thing, even more than my other answer.
Confidence is key, ladies and gents.
Period. Exactly. And like I feel like you have to be confident, but like sometimes when you're building your style, like it might not feel like your comfort zone. So like I will say I want you to feel confident, but like no, I just want you to like
Feel good.
feel like yourself. You know what I mean? And like
Also,
sometimes
okay to experiment because maybe like you'll put something on that you didn't think you would feel confident in, and then you end up feeling confident in it.
exactly. Those are our stylist tips for today.
Yeah. If you want
Okay.
more, pay for a personal
Yeah,
stylist.
literally hit the booking link.
Yeah, tea.
Okay, and then our last topic, which kind of ties into what we were just talking about, is the question of is fashion innately performative? Tea.
Ugh, okay. I love this topic. Let me start my clock. It's something I struggle with a lot within myself. Am I being performative in what I choose to wear? Am I doing it because I want to wear it or because I want to be perceived in a certain way? Am I wearing a designer bag because I like the bag or because I want people to perceive me as being wealthy or well off or luxurious or whatever those terms you might want to pick? And to be honest, I think it's a mix of both because let's just say you're getting ready for a date. Like you want to wear something that you feel good in, but you also want to wear something that you think they'll think you look good in. So it's kind of this push and pull. It's a little bit of both. I think I'll I'll get into it later.
Okay. Yeah, I think this ties for me back into my other answer. I think at the end of the day, it's the energy that you come with it first into the outfit. And then if it's a authentic energy, then to some degree, everything about fashion is performative, right? Like, even when you don't try, you're still putting on a performance. You're still portraying a story. Now, I could walk out the house in a baggy shirt and sweatpants, but that's not how I want to be perceived. But that is still a performance, and someone's going to, perceive
Ooh.
whatever. Like, I wasn't trying to be perceived as like, oh, I don't give a fuck today. I just like that's all the time I had. I had to run out the house. And so I'm telling a story that's not necessarily my story. Like, I'm not a sweatpants bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't what I meant to give today. This is hypothetically. I am a sweatpants bitch, period. Like, clearly, I'm very much so a sweatpants bitch. But
I'm definitely clipping that. I'm
it's
definitely clipping that.
all art is performative, and fashion is not eluded from that. Damn, I'm going crazy today.
Wait, you went the fuck off on that, bro. That
Yeah,
you ate with that, like for real. Dang. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say now. Fuck. Okay. Um, yeah. I think uh, okay. I think, yeah, fashion is inherently performative, as is most art. In general, people make art to be perceived, and like every time you step out of the house, whether you like it or not, you're being perceived. So you're telling a story, like Diamond said. And something else I think is an interesting point is nowadays with social media, because I was thinking about it and I was like, fuck, I really need to stop saying like. I was thinking about how sometimes I'll put on a nice outfit even if I'm at home alone, and I'm like, why am I doing that? Who am I trying to impress? Is it because I want to look good for myself? And to be honest, probably no. Probably I'm posting a TikTok. Probably I'm sending a selfie to someone. So even in an act where I'm not necessarily being performative in the way that I'm putting myself in my community, there's still a part of me that knows I'm going to be perceived through my phone that makes me want to dress up a certain way.
yeah, I really just think it about the life you lead. Like if you're very forward, like facing, like, you're outside a lot, you're interacting with others. Like obviously at the end of the day, the idea is to choose something that feels authentic to you, but then also will be perceived well by the audience that you'll be interacting with that day. Example, dressing for a job interview. Like you don't necessarily always want to wear that. And so you sprinkle some of yourself into it, but you are trying to honor the room that you're going into and to be perceived or put on that performance in that way. And that's okay. But I think, and there's nothing wrong with it. Even if you say, no, I want to be perceived as a baddie bitch. So I'm going to dress like a baddie bitch. And like, that's okay. I think it's just honoring and being honest with yourself about like how you're dressing, why you're dressing, etc. And then at the end of the day, go off.
Oh, this headache is doing you well. You are eating today.
I can't. I think you love this topic too, though. So it's like,
No, like you're spitting. You're like Play-Dohs in this bitch. Like,
all right. Well, I wish we could continue, but we cannot.
and
But yeah, let us know what you think down below in the comments in regards to any of these topics, specifically maybe the last one that seems to have gotten us going a little bit more on that. Yeah, that's it for this week. As always, we'll be back next week with 3 new topics. Thanks for tuning in. Crip walk out the
good.
camera.